Hi friends, welcome to Updawg-Yoga. My name is Emily. I'm going to guide you through a yoga practice for the next 15 minutes. I am so glad to see you here today. Bring your hands together in prayer, feet together, and close your eyes. Take 3 deep breaths here on your own to get grounded and centered for your practice. Slow, deep breath in through your nose. Long, deep breath out through your nose. Let's move into a half sun salutation. Inhale, mountain pose, stretch your arms up. Exhale, forward fold, touch the floor, drop your head. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to your knees. Exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain pose, come all the way up. And exhale, hands in prayer. Adding on, inhale, mountain pose, reach up. Exhale, forward fold, touch the floor. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plank. Walk your feet to the back of your mat. Extend through the crown of your head, press the floor away. And then press back to downward facing dog. Lift your hips high. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Come into a split. Exhale, low lunge. Step your right foot in between your hands. Inhale, crescent lunge. So come up into a high lunge with your back knee lifted. But stack your back heel over the ball of your foot, sink down into your lower body. Front knee stacks over your ankle and focus on one spot in front of you. To come out of it, hands in prayer, step your left foot forward. So we'll try it on the other side. Inhale, mountain pose, reach up. Exhale, forward fold, touch the floor. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plank. Plant your hands, step your feet back. Press the floor away, hold and breathe here for a few breaths. Warming up your abs, and press back to downward facing dog. You can pedal your knees a few times or shake out your head. Come back to stillness. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga, lower halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog into your back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your hips high. And then inhale, lift your left leg up, come into your split. Exhale, low lunge, step your left foot in between your hands. Inhale, crescent lunge, come all the way up, hold and breathe here, sink down into your lower body again. Straighten the back of your right knee towards the back wall behind you, focus on one spot. Breath in, breath out. And then hands in prayer, step your right foot forward. We'll add on one more time. Inhale, mountain pose, reach your arms up. Exhale, forward fold, touch the floor, drop your head. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to your knees. Exhale, step back to plank. Press the floor away, draw your low belly in. And press back to downward facing dog. This time, inhale, lift your right leg up. So come back into your split. Exhale, low lunge. Step your foot in between your hands. Inhale, crescent lunge. So we'll hold and breathe here for 3 deep breaths. Sink down into your lower body to stretch your legs. Reach your fingertips up. Focus on one spot in front of you. And then instead of stepping forward, plant your hands and vinyasa or chaturanga, lower halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Point your toes into your mat. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath here to reset. And then other side, lift your left leg up. Step your left foot in between your hands. Inhale, crescent lunge. Hold and breathe here again for 3 deep breaths. Press into the floor. Stack your front knee over your ankle between your second and third toe. And then plant your hands down. Option to float your left leg as you lower, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, your yogi push-up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here, reset. And then look forward, step or jump to your hands. Come into a yogi squat. So bring your feet as wide as your mat, at least wider than your hips. With your hands in prayer, you can use your elbows to open up your thighs. Stay there. Or you can move into crow pose, stack your knees on the back of your arms, look forward, lean forward, point your toes behind you, and then slowly roll yourself up to standing. Let your head be the last thing to lift. step to the long end of your mat and step your feet wider than your hips. Try to step your feet as wide as your wrists. Open up in a warrior two, so point your right toe straight ahead. Roll your right knee to your pinky toe. Look to your fingertips. Breathe here. Come into side angle pose. Bring your right forearm to your thigh, or you can bring your right arm to the inside of your right leg. Stretch your left arm up, lean back, look up to your thumb, just like you're against the wall. And then come into reverse warrior. Bend your right knee, reach your right arm up, hold and breathe here for a few breaths. Draw your belly up and in, find your core. And then flip your toes. Try this on the other side. So make sure your feet are wide. Line up your front heel to the arch of your back foot. Reach your arms out, look to your left fingertips. 3 big breaths here again. And then come into side angle pose. Left forearm to your thigh, right arm up to the sky. Or option to bring your arm to the inside of your leg. A block here underneath your hand would be a great option too. And then move into reverse warrior. Bend your left knee, reach your left arm up, look up to your thumb. Draw your belly up and in, find your core. And then from warrior two, inhale star pose, reach your arms up. Exhale goddess pose, sit down into a squat. Lift one heel, lift the other, go back and forth a few times. And then into a mini twist. Drop your heels and reach opposite shoulder to opposite knee. Just go side to side a few times, get all those little tiny pops out. Inhale, star pose, reach up. Exhale, hands in prayer. Option for goddess pose again. Maybe one more time. This time lift both heels, sit low into your squat. Inhale, star. And exhale, wide forward fold. So parallel your feet to the edges of your mat with your toes straight ahead and your feet as wide as your wrists again. Drop your head, relax your head and neck. Bring some weight into your toes, hang here. Make this a resting pose. And then very slowly, heel toe your feet closer together. From a halfway lift, bring your hands to your hips and then come all the way up. I am in a hot yoga studio, so if you're not sweating as much as I am, that's fine. Grab the inside of your left foot, reach up with your right hand. That's dancer pose. You can stay there. Or another option, instead of grabbing your foot, imagine that you're holding your foot with your hands in prayer. Try to touch the back of your head. Bring your left knee forward. You can hold onto your knee or extend your big toe. And then we'll try this on the other side. So starting with dancer pose, grab the inside of your left leg, reach up with grab the inside of your right foot. There we go. Reach up with your left arm. Hold onto your foot. Try to kick your foot over your head. Or you can try the other option. Bring your hands together in prayer. Kick your right foot behind you. Spread your toes as if you're doing dancer pose, as if you are grabbing your foot. So arch your spine like a back bend. And then bring your right knee up. Hold onto your knee or grab your big toe and extend your leg out. Big toe pose. You can bring your left hand to your left hip. And then release. Moving on. Inhale, mountain pose. Reach your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Touch the floor. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plank. And then back to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale, low lunge. Step your foot in between your hands. This time, lower to your back knee. So now you're in a true low lunge or a crescent moon. Pull your right hand behind you. Come into a twist. So twist towards your right inner thigh. Right hip back, left hip forward. Inhale, reach your arms up. And exhale, fold into a half split. So shift your hips back. Lift your right toes up and fold over your leg. You'll feel the stretch in the back of your leg. You can stay there, or you can rock forward and press the sole of your foot down. It will be a different stretch on the top of your foot. You can even move into your full splits. So shimmy your right foot forward and your left leg back. Just remember, you have to get up, so don't go too far if you're not ready for full splits yet. And we'll try it on the other side. So evening out your left side. Lift your left leg up and then step forward, come into your crescent moon. Drop to your right knee and try to square your hips Left hip back in space, press your right hip forward. Breathe. Come into your twist. Balance is challenging here, so just do the best you can. Pull your arm behind you, twist towards your left inner thigh. And then to come out of it, inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, half split. Fold over your left leg. So shift your hips back, lift your left toes up. You can stay there. You can press the sole of your foot down and shift your hips forward. That's a great stretch too. Or you can shimmy your left foot forward, tuck your right toes, slide your right leg back, and move towards the splits. If you don't get it today, that's okay. We have our whole lives to practice. And then very slowly make your way up any way you can get there. I recommend coming back to a lunge with your back knee lifted and then back to down dog. Inhale, plank, shift forward, and exhale, lower to your belly, moving into a series of back bends. Inhale, baby cobra, curl your head and chest up. So try it again. Fingertips behind your shoulders, keep a bend in your elbows. Inhale, lift your head. Exhale, release. Here you keep your toes on the floor, and then look to your right side, relax your arms down, and rest. After every series of back bends, we'll take a little bit of rest. On this second round, you can try this cobra pose again as a long hold or as a series of holds, or move into bow pose. Grab your feet behind you, kick your feet to the back wall, pull your arms back, try to roll onto your navel or even below your navel. And when you're ready to release, let go of your feet. Look to your left side this time and rest. You can take windshield wipers. Just take your feet side to side a few times. That will take some tension off your low back. Let your legs relax. And then very slowly, make your way up to your hands and knees, and we'll move into a pose called tiger pose. So press yourself up. And from hands and knees, spread your fingers wide underneath your shoulders and your knees hip distance apart. Reach your right arm forward and your left leg back. Draw your belly in. You can stay there, extending your arm and your leg out, or reach back and grab your foot behind you. Kick your foot into your hand, just like a back bend, like dancer pose. And when you're ready to release, lower your hand and your leg back to your mat. Try it on the other side. Reach your left arm forward, right leg back. So opposite arm, opposite leg, stay there. It's already a challenge. Or move into tiger pose. Bend your knee, reach back, grab your foot, and kick your foot into the air. Pull your arm back. Spread your toes or point your toes. Release and lower. Take your knees to one side, hips to the opposite side, and move to lying on your back. We'll take 2 rounds of bridge to close. If you like a full back bend like wheel pose, I will show you that on this second round. So for bridge pose, bring your feet hip distance apart and your hands beside your hips. Lift your hips into a bridge. Look at one spot on the ceiling, hold and breathe. You can keep your hands beside you, or you can interlace your hands underneath you. Slowly lower your hips down and release your hands beside you, or you can put your hands on your belly. Close your eyes, and we'll take some time here to rest. And remember, on this second round, you are welcome to try bridge pose again, or move a little bit deeper into wheel pose. So bend your knees, rest your hands beside your hips for bridge. Take your hands in by your ears and lift your hips up. So it helps me to bring my feet wider than my hips, maybe as wide as the mat. Lift your hips up, press the floor away. If you're in wheel pose, press your chest towards the wall behind you. And then to lower, come down to the crown of your head first, then lower your hips and come back into supine bound angle. So feet together, knees wide. Hands on your belly, and close your eyes, rest. Slow down your breath. Feel proud, you made it this far. You're doing great. And then bring your knees together. You can hug your knees into your chest for a few breaths or even rock side to side. And then drop your knees together over to your right side, come into a spinal twist. So reach your left arm out to your left hand, make some space on this side, slow down. Twist after back bends, neutralize your spine. And then very slowly bring up one knee at a time, roll onto your back, drop your knees to your left side, look to your right hand. So make some space on this side again, slow down. Slow down and lengthen your breath. You can also make your exhale a 2 count longer than your inhale to really tap into your parasympathetic nervous system and relax. To come out of it, hug your knees into your chest, option to bring your forehead to your knees and release. Thank you so much for joining me. Please rest. Namaste.